Hello students, today I am going to start the second module, which is advances in energy systems. Okay, so in this first we will see what is energy resources. So the definition of energy is energy is defined as the capacity to do work. It is primary requirement for day-to-day activities of human beings. So as we all know that the definition of energy, which is nothing but capacity to do work. So most of the energy that we use is mainly derived from conventional energy resources. Okay, so what happened is so energy what we are using conventionally, so that is going to an end, so coming to an end. So for that reason, so our attention has to be given to something else which is currently available. It is called as non energy resources. So for example, that alternate energy resources such as solar, wind, ocean, biomass, hydel energy, etc. So first we will see what are those renewable energy resources and what are the non-renewable energy resources. First we will have the idea of those things, and then later so we will switch on to the different sources of energy individually. So first, if you say energy resources which are continuously produced in nature and are essentially inexhaustible are called as renewable energy resources. That means if there is an energy which can be reused it again and again. So if we keep on using it, so but there is no end for that, then that those kind of things are called as renewable energy resources. That is, one thing is a direct solar energy, then wind energy, tidal energy, hydel energy, ocean thermal energy, bioenergy, geothermal energy, peat, fuel wood, fuel cells, solid waste, and hydrogen. So all these things come under renewable energy resources. So all these things we can reuse it again and again. So there is not depletion, or there is no completion of that energy resources. So that's why this is called as renewable energy resources. Now coming to this non-renewable energy resources, so this which have been accumulated over the ages are not quickly replenishable when they are exhausted. So those kind of energy resources are called as non-renewable energy resources. One is fossil fuels, nuclear fuels, and heat traps. So what does it mean? So the main aim of this non-renewable energy resources is that if we use it, so that is going to an end. So there will not be we cannot reuse it again and again. For example, so that means these are the fuels or energy resources that are accumulated some millions years ago. So those kind of energy resources are called as non-renewable. Why the name is given as non-renewable is because, so once if we use it, so it is going to an end, so it is going to complete. So the examples are fossil fuels, nuclear fuels, and heat traps. Now we will see one by one. So first we will take the solar flat plate collector. So this is the conventional method. So schematic diagram, constructional details. So on the left hand side, the entire setup of the liquid flat plate collectors are there, and then so the right hand side we can see the flat plate collector for water heating. So the two things that we can see in this diagram. So in this diagram, so the first one is there is a overhead tank. So water starts flowing to the solar tank, and then from solar tank, so water starts flowing to the transparent cover, that is a flat plate collector, water tubes. So from there, so hot water will be taken into another channel, and then that is used for some domestic applications. And now the thing is, like this transparent cover and water tubes and water flat plate collector, we will see in detail, so in a very closer way, so we'll look into it. So that is what the diagram which is shown the right hand side. So flat plate collector for water heating. So if you see that, so there will be um, transparent glass cover, and then the airtight enclosure is there, and on top of it transparent glass cover, and then so sun's solar radiation is coming and falling on the transparent glass cover, so that is reflected overall. And then so underneath, so there is an absorber plate. So below the absorber plate there are series of water tubes arranged. So in these water tubes water will be flowing, and then so this is insulated because so that thermal energy, that heat should not go out of the system. So for that reason it is completely isolated. When water starts flowing, so sun's radiation will come and fall on the transparent glass cover, so that radiation will fall on the glass, and then that reflection will be distributed everywhere, and because of the water tubes are in contact with the absorber plate, so heat will be taken and that cold water will be converted into hot water. So this is how that solar flat plate collector works, and this comes under um, renewable energy resources. Because why it is called as renewable energy resources, because so we can reuse it again and again, so there is no completion, because solar energy is abundant in nature, so there is no end as long as the sun's radiation is available. For that reason, so this energy comes under renewable energy resources. So these are the working principle of the solar energy resources, and the details are given. So now once again we will check. First we have seen the energy resources, how the energy is defined, and what is the definition of this energy, and we have seen what are the different types of energy resources are available in nature. For example, that alternate energy resources, that is solar, wind, ocean, biomass, hydel, etc. And then we have seen the list of this renewable energy resources, like different energy resources are there. So all these things, so we can reuse it again and again, there is no end for that. So those kind of things will come under renewable sources of energy. Now coming to this non-renewable energy resources, there are three things importantly, three things will come into picture. So one is fossil fuels, nuclear fuels, and heat traps. So all these things come under non-renewable energy resources, and one of the examples of non-renewable energy renewable energy resources is solar flat plate collector. And we have seen the working principle. The left hand side of the diagram is indicated as the whole construction solar water heater. Okay, so that is the construction, and this flat plate collector is connected to the solar tank, and that in turn is connected to the overhead tank. So this is how the constructional details, and there is a closer look of this flat plate collector for water heating that we have seen. And we have seen the working principle of it, how that sun's radiation is coming and falling on the transparent glass cover, how that reflected waves are distributed everywhere, and how the heat energy is taken into the absorber plate, and then water will be heated, and that cold water is converted into hot water. So these are the things that we have seen under the solar flat plate collector. And the main thing that we have to observe here is like absorbing plate are usually of copper or aluminum or galvanized iron, is painted dead black. Because black, why we have taken black is because so black body absorbs sun's radiation. For that reason, so to get maximum radiation, so we that is coated with black in color. Okay, so this is how the solar water heater works. So thank you so much.